So in this quick lesson, we're just going to look at a strumming technique called boom chuck. And that refers to playing a low note of a chord, the lowest one, and strumming the higher ones. And that just gives us this balance of back and forth strumming, big in styles like country, bluegrass, and folk. But it's a good thing to learn because you can find it anywhere, and it really helps give you your strumming a balance rather than just strumming the whole thing, because often we don't want to do that. We don't kind of give a little balance, like I'm playing the lower ones lower in pitch than the higher ones. So this is kind of an extreme of that, so it'll really give us a good technique to bounce off of, and will really help with our right hand of getting really accurate with the pick. So what it refers to is this note, the low one being the boom. This is the chuck. Comes from bluegrass playing, where there typically would be no drummer, and the guitar player kind of fills in that sound of that bass drum, that boom, and then the snare, ch, boom, ch, boom, ch, that you usually hear on 1 and 3 for the kick, the bass drum, and 2 and 4 for the snare. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will really help us lay down a rhythm and play like a drummer. Because if we're playing rhythm in a band, a lot of times, you know, it's like you want to be a drummer yourself. You don't want to be relying on other people in the band to be laying down the rhythm. It's all up to you. It's all up to everybody really in the band. You know, everybody should always be as in time as possible. So for a G chord, we'll do G, C, D. For a G chord, it's going to be this note right here is our low, is our boom, and then the chuck, the rest of the strings, or you can even skip this 5th string. It's a little cleaner sound. Just play that. So you're not even playing this. I still put my finger down, but I'm not actually even hitting that string. Maybe I hit it by accident. Doesn't really matter. It'll be all down strums. And then for a C chord, it's now going to change so that the lowest note is going to be on the 5th string, the A string, right here. In this case, it's always the lowest note is going to be the name of the chord. So here's a C. If you don't know your notes, here's a G right here. And so now you have to get really accurate to get in there. This is going to help with our right hand picking technique. And then D is going to be a smaller chord, so it's going to be a yet again different 4th string. It's a D note right there, and then it'll be just these 3 higher strings. So I put it together and just do this little order like this: G, C, and then a quick G, D. It'll sound like this. So what I recommend doing is trying just 1 chord at a time and really getting familiar with getting that opposing boom chuck and getting really right in there with the pick and getting a good bounce with your hands. So don't just be too stiff in this, but get a good bounce, all down strums, and just keep it going so you get really comfortable with it, get a good feel, and then try the next chord. And if you can, put it all together and start working on changing them quickly. That's going to be the challenge, is just doing it right in time. But that'll give a lot of foundation to your rhythm playing and really open it up to then playing other patterns like that and kind of just striking the lower parts of the chords and the higher ones. So mess around with that, and good luck.